Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Homeworld, Deserts of Kharak.
Systems ready. We got
Anyway,
an assignment.
let us finish these guys off, eh?
Go for carrier.
Oops.
Coordinates can contact.
I went and got
Enemy
myself
armor
into
set
a bit more of a
designated.
ready position to actually repel the assault.
Alert, the Kapisi is in contact.
Strike fighter.
Red alert, command carrier taking fire. Vector dialed in, we're in the fight.
Okay, come on. You know what,
Hostile
actually?
railguns
Go
opened
after
up.
that.
Attention, move through this hot zone. All stations reported.
I know, I'm kind of being
Ahead
slightly
full.
risky by leaving this on its own.
Alert, carrier hull at 75% integrity.
Yeah, we're fine though.
Carrier repair systems are unavailable. Weapon range systems
Okay, never mind.
offline. Be advised. Carrier repair systems online. Weapon range systems currently
We should
active.
be fine, theoretically.
Our bomber is under enemy fire.
Strike fighter.
Suddenly
approach
I'm not
vector dialed in.
as confident as I was about that.
Taking hostile fire. Alert, strike fighter lost. Listen up. Target and destroy. Impact report. Hostile strike craft.
Yeah, just
down.
a touch reckless I've been.
This is the captain. Hostile armor eliminated. Alert, carrier is taking fire.
You know?
We've detected something. Can you confirm visual? Alert, carrier is taking fire. Final production cruiser group destroyed.
Intel, I've managed to clean up the Sakala transmission. It's not perfect, but it's the best it's gonna get.
Kapisi, we've engaged the Ashoka, but they have broken away and approaching your location. Prepare to take evasive action. Do you copy? We are in pursuit.
Good work, Rachel. All stations, prepare to engage the Ashoka.
Strike fighter online.
I've left a little surprise for them.
Hostile carrier visually authenticated.
You know, just thought I'd say
Armored
that.
craft on approach.
Just a little touch of a surprise.
Enemy carrier detected. Moving fast on our location. The Ashoka has arrived.
I'm sorry, but
All
she's really
carrier
cool.
personnel to battle stations.
It's working! Or it was kind of working. Well, she's taking
The
fire
Ashoka is
from
heading
it.
towards a nearby resource deposit and is at full combat strength. Prepare defenses.
How's she looking?
Alert, the turn post just went down.
Nice. Come on.
Reporting.
Pull these guys back further.
Science officer en route.
Attention. We've got hostile on sensors.
Strike
Confirm
fighter
visual.
coordinates dialed in.
Attack vector dialed in. We're in the fight. Reading. Kapisi copy. Kapisi moving out.
You know what? Return all
New
fighters.
sector designated. Move out. New
Let's
sector
just move over
designated.
there.
Move out. Salvager ready. Mobilizing.
Put the salvagers over
Enemy
here,
armor
just so
on
they don't
approach.
get hit.
Anti-air turret under fire. New heading set. Armor, go ahead. Underway. Hostile armor.
Oh, I'm
Eliminate line
sorry.
confirmed.
That was evil. That was very evil. I'm very sorry about that. That was
Unknown inbound. Designating
horrible of me.
hostile.
A large group of Gaussian units is inbound from the Ashoka. They lack anti-air defenses. Recommend airstrikes.
Ready. Hostile railguns have opened up.
Okay, come on.
This is the captain.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Armor vehicle taking effective fire. Ready. Go, go. Target. Readjust. Full
Grab him,
speed.
grab him, grab him.
The railgun is taking effective fire. Receiving. Alert. Railgun lost.
Get rid of that.
Light attack vehicle is under fire. Enemy armor. Ready.
Oh, damn it. No, move. Oh, I'm such a fool. Such a friggin' moron. Get moving.
Green line confirmed. Go for armor. New heading set. Enemy contacts on the board. Ready. Armor ready. Fire cover.
How far
Move,
back?
move.
Nice.
Tracking armored craft
We
on
can
approach.
actually isolate them.
Fire smoke marked position. Enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach. Receiving. Fast attack pattern. Full speed. Track. Armored vehicle is taking fire. Enemy railgun firing on friend. Move order confirmed. Clear out. Hit it. Reading.
Capisi,
Coordinates
move forward.
confirmed.
Oh god.
Reading.
Ready. Punch it.
Fall back.
Strike craft taking effective fire. Move.
Receiving.
Hostile strike craft down. Crew ready. Got a railgun under fire. Go ahead. Go for orders.
Railguns, fall back.
Go for orders.
Oh?
A large wave of Gaussian aircraft have been detected incoming from the north.
Oh, that's bad.
They will enter the combat zone here and are en route to the Ashoka. Deploy AA assets along their projected course to destroy them before they land on the Ashoka. If allowed to rendezvous with the Ashoka, the air units would greatly increase her air strength.
We have modified our anti-aircraft missile systems from the AA turret to be compatible with the assault unit chassis. This will provide us with a mobile anti-air platform.
The missile battery is effective against both ground and air targets. However, it can only fire while stationary.
Taking fire.
Upgrade fabrication facilities and begin producing missile batteries to counter them.
Okay, that sounds
Gaussian
good.
Interceptor Group ETA, 7 minutes.
Protocols in effect. Move order confirmed.
Am I not meant to be killing her?
PC copies. New sector designated. Move out.
Because I could kill her, I think.
This is the captain.
Intel, I'm detecting an energy buildup within the Ashoka.
I just want to make sure that she activates that so
was
nothing
that?
bugs
An
out.
electromagnetic pulse.
Multiple units disabled.
Estimate time to recovery.
Several minutes.
Until then, they're defenseless.
The Ashoka is heading for more resources and deploying additional defensive units.
The Capisi.
Initiate evasive maneuvers and continue to engage the Ashoka until the EMP-disabled units come back online.
Reading. All out.
Okay, the railguns
Hostile
out there,
railguns
please.
Opened up.
You have proved a worthy opponent,
Thank you.
but let your joy be tempered with the knowledge that your death is inevitable.
Oh,
There
hi.
can be no peace on Kharak, so long as your Kithid pursue a path to the stars.
I did not expect it to take off the mask. Also, I kind of did not expect it to be a her.
Personal log, Science Officer Rachel Sajet, Expedition Carrier Capisi. Jacob, you're on to something, big brother. The tech the Gaussian have recovered from these wrecks, the tech we have found ourselves, is rewriting the book on science and engineering as we know it. Already we are seeing the benefits. You can imagine how excited I am. I only wish you were here to share in this. If we survive long enough to get to the Jiraki object, there's no telling what we'll find. If. I hate that word.
I'm not surprised. But yeah, that was actually really quite cool. The Galician carrier Soka destroyed. We have secured the technologies and information on local outposts, advancing on Galician positions. But yeah, that was... wow. Quite a hard fight, even though I mined that whole bloody area. Like, they still put up one hell of a fight. They had completely eliminated all the turrets and everything else that I put down. So yeah, wow. I wonder if you can disable minefields with salvagers or something else along those lines. Be interesting to find out. The Galaki Highlands.
We recovered artifact technology from the wreck of the Ashoka and have run it through our diagnostics. The advanced cooling system the Galcian have been using to endure the deep desert heat is unlike anything Coalition scientists have been able to develop. I found a way to merge their tech with our existing thermal control assembly, allowing us to shunt additional power to weapons and armor, while simultaneously increasing our repair abilities and targeting range.
We also uncovered the existence of a Galcian military base at the edge of the Dune Sea. Adjacent to the base is a resourcing operation. Similar to the plan of attack we used against the Ashoka, the Sakala will engage the enemy first, then pull back, drawing as many defenders away as possible. The Kapisi will then move in and shut down their resourcing operation before turning her attention to the base itself.
It's not going to work as well a second time. I'm just saying this now. This is not going to work as well as we seem to think it is.
Look at the scale of it.
They must have been resourcing this wreck for years.
Imagine how many artifacts, how much Galcian research is stored inside that base.
All units, prepare to engage the enemy. Substantial resource deposits confirmed. Begin salvaging operations immediately. The cooling system recovered from the Ashoka has been installed. We are reading a significant boost in reserve power.
Moving. Get us moving.
The Ashoka's EMP technology has been adapted to my base runner as a ranged device. Any target caught in the impact zone will be completely disabled, though recharge time is a concern. Standing by.
Our strategy is working. The Sakala confirms they've drawn away much of the outpost's defenses. We need to work quickly to secure the area.
I still smell a trap,
verified.
I'm telling you now.
Attention.
Really do not think this has worked as well as they seem to think it has. How's
Reading.
Group 3?
Make
Group
ready.
3 has 4, right, well...
The fleet is at maximum capacity.
Wow, okay. An inaccurate fire explosive round with large blast radius, strong enough against group targets.
Kapisi copies. Kapisi moving out.
Missile batteries have been upgraded with a mortar launch system.
Right, and we'll speed up that recharge for it.
Reading. This is the captain. This is the captain. Engines to what?
Missile battery
Bomber, go
operational.
ahead.
Research completed.
I'm reading you.
Operations update. RUs in the region have been drained. Fleet Group 3 assigned. CUs exhausted.
Underway.
Right, so...
Attention.
Can
New
you
heading
make your
set.
way... don't want to do that, really.
New sector designated. Move out.
We read you. Displace to that CU field.
Reading. Armor ready.
Reporting. Move out and be ready.
Op ready. Green line confirmed.
Strike copies. On our way.
We may as well drag the main
ready.
combat force over there. Oh wait, Rachel.
Support ready. We're moving. Runner copies.
Bring this down.
Reading you.
Ready.
Yeah. Not much to say right now, just paranoia.
Ready. Send. Coordinates confirmed.
Let's not be an X in the sand for a Galcian patrol.
This is the hostile light attack vehicle detected.
Move.
Move.
Energy signature confirmed. An artifact has been discovered.
Science
Rachel is taking fire.
Run.
Respond.
Let's get in and get out. That already.
Hostile production cruiser verified. Ready. Take it out.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Hostile detected. Visual unconfirmed.
Target confirmed. Launch bomber.
Copy that. Bomber on deck.
Receiving.
Artifact recovered. Authentication confirmed.
Hostile craft in AO. Maneuver for visual confirmation.
EMP. Focus fire on my target.
Attention.
Into armor. Weapons. Get one
Weapon
into
range
range.
systems currently active. Weapon range systems offline. Carrier repair systems are unavailable. Weapon range systems currently active.
Red alert. Red alert. Command carrier taking fire.
Yeah, we got it. We didn't hear. Need to hear it twice.
Strike craft destroyed. Attention.
Be advised, an RU site has been exhausted of resources.
Attack course.
We need to get rid of those as quickly as possible.
CU site exhausted.
Salvager copies.
A patrol guarding the Gaussian resourcing operation has been alerted to our presence.
New sector designated. Battle.
Damn it.
Sensors indicate this force is heavily armed against both air and ground engagements.
Enemy
Ooh,
salvager.
nice. Cost
EMP
efficiency.
charged and ready to go. Bandit, time for a field test.
A Gaussian salvager group is falling back to the main complex. A second group of Gaussian shipbreakers is retreating toward the base.
Okay.
Ready for command. Copy. Coordinates set.
Advance to mark CUs.
Receiving. Green line confirmed.
Salvager ready. On the move. Displace to that CU field.
Nope.
Copy. Moving.
Get round like this, please.
This is the captain. PC moving out. New heading set.
What are these? Oh, heavy turrets. Okay. Turret control tower. Interesting.
Strike
Enemy
fighter
production
coordinates
cruiser has
dialed in.
appeared in the AO. Strike systems
Go for the
online.
production cruiser
Ready
then.
to burn. Ready. Send. We got something on the horizon. Waiting for eyes on to
launch
authenticate. Bomber set for launch.
Pop.
The remaining Gaussian shipbreakers are falling back to the safety of the base.
PC copies. Combat relay. Hostile production cruiser eliminated. Combat alert. Bomber destroyed.
I can't make my way in there, can I? No, I can't.
Stand by.
We reach you.
Right, well.
Salvager copies.
Come on. All
We're
of
ready
them.
for orders.
There we go.
Advance to mark CUs.
Op ready. Go for armor.
This is Rachel, go ahead. New coordinates verified.
CU field depleted.
New heading set.
Watching you what this did. Controls turret for all, targeting for all
Light
turrets.
attack vehicle is under fire.
Strike copies. Coordinates confirmed.
Hold up. New heading set.
Okay, we want rid of that now then.
Strike fighter coordinates dialed in.
Ah,
Attack
damn it,
force
we
set.
lost our bombers. Oh, that would have been my own
CU
carelessness.
deposit depleted.
Don't know what took it down though.
Runner.
Rachel,
Combat
this way.
relay. Hostile cruiser eliminated.
Report, please respond.
We copy. Board has been updated with hostile
Runner
trackers.
copies. Runner
Beep.
copies.
Beep. And
Ready.
nothing of massive interest, but hey, it's something.
Reading.
Reporting. Copy that. Coordinates confirmed.
Op ready. Move order confirmed.
CU site exhausted.
Underway. Op ready. Armor is en route.
Hostile
Is there a better place I
designated.
could get these
Trackers
guys?
assigned. Unidentified hostile incoming. Authenticate.
On our way.
Not massively.
Coordinates confirmed.
How far does your mortar ability work?
CU field expended.
Deflection set.
Take
Fire
her apart
charge.
and let the beam do its job.
Reading. Reporting. Roger.
CU's
Moving to
exhausted.
escort formation.
Okay, come on.
CU deposit depleted.
Nice. That actually does do quite a lot of damage.
We've taken out an enemy turret.
An RU
Good.
site has been depleted.
Standing by.
Rachel, I need your aid again.
Reading you, Command. Runner copies.
Just in case this does have something interesting in it. But I'm going to leave it there, so until next time, all the best, and I hope you enjoy. Pass Monkey, I see again we're back in that time where you completely forget about me. Also, ignore the fact that I left as a black screen for a little bit. Shh, it wasn't me. It's all Pass Monkey's fault. It's all him. Anyway, the Sum Tao. Of the earliest days of the Kith Sum Tao, little was known. Though this ancient family can be traced its unbroken lineage back 1,000 years on Kharak, the Sum Tao made its ancestral homes at the peaks and valleys of Kohontala mountain range, one of the more dramatic geological features on Kharak's northern hemisphere. In the 1st and 2nd centuries, Sum Tao's holdings on the Kohontala were rich and varied, running the Jemut farms and dams and mills to fortresses and towns, including the walled cities of Hemen and Geoden. The Kith were more than self-sufficient. The terraced farms of the lowlands and the seasonal grazing pastures of the highlands produced a great supply of food and hides, and the Sum Tao prospered in trade. Starting in the year of 178, the Kharakan artists and various disciplines were gathered under the patronage of Tigor Sum Tao, one of the most enlightened Kithid at the time. Hundreds of skilled masons and painters, architects and weavers, Kith Sum Tao somehow began even building a series of temples on slopes in the mountains called the Lungma Jin, the roof of the world. There were 33 temples in all, leading to the sands of the Kasar, to the very summit of what is, at this time, the world's highest known mountain. Collectively, the 33 towers of the Sum Tao are known as the Shimmering Path. For nearly 400 years, it was considered the height of spiritual devotion for the religiously inclined Kharakan to walk the Shimmering Path. Most Kharakans attempted the trip at least once in their lifetime. Beginning at the first temple, the Organ of Tala, the distance that a pilgrim was able to travel on his or her own feet was considered a watermark for the strength of the faith that was burning within. The vast majority of Kharakans finished the pilgrimage at the 7th temple, known as the Dome of Heaven, which lay within the city walls of Gedio. For these stubborn few who felt the need to move closer to God, however, there were 26 more temples along the Shimmering Path, each more inaccessible than the last. The highest of these temples was the Temple of Mysteries, which very few travellers could reach. The upper slopes of the Lungmajin were a blasted ladder and a crumbled granite and thin ice, and constantly buffeted, there we go, by the freezing gale force winds. According to legend, the most sacred icons of the Sum Tao were kept in the altar of this temple, and any pilgrim who made the journey on foot was permitted to touch them. The famed star metal of scrolls, which were alleged to have been written by hand by the Jakul himself, in a language which no living man could read. Since the later days of the Heresy War, Kith Sum Tao had largely abandoned their role as a religious Kith by about the year 1000. The vast majority of Simtal's Kithid were engaged in other professions, the profession by which they still knew best today, mining. The transformation of Kith Simtal from a primary religious faith to a hard-working miner's kith was a slow and painful one, involving many generations of privatization? Okay. Privatization and survival. Suffering. The centuries of the Heresy War were hard times for the Simtal, and Kuntala Mountains provided a natural barrier between the forces of the Gleason and the Sadim. And both sides struggled urgently to subdue and seduce the Simtal for nearly 100 years. The flow of pilgrims to Simtal temples slowed I'm so sorry about this. Disastrously in the world at war. And where soon there was not enough money flowing in the Kith coffers to maintain temples in their intended role as way stations along the Shimmering Path. Eventually, in the year of 675, all 33 of the Simtal temples were closed to outsiders, except for the Oracle of Tala and the Dome of Heaven. By virtue of their own sheer stubbornness and the natural protection against the narrow passes and foreboding peaks of their homeworlds, the Simtal were able to hold off their invaders during the worst of the Sadim and Galeazan conflict. More difficult to resist, however, was the seduction of becoming the vassal clan, especially when the Simtal holdings, though easy to defend, were also cut off from the trade routes. Even a small garrison could hold off the Kassar like a cork in a bottle, and keep the Simtal trapped in their mountain fortresses. Invaders could not enter, but neither could caravans and other visitors. Contact with the outside was sporadic, although the 7th and 8th centuries, the Simtal held no goods significantly inviting to keep the Kassar road open. This changed in the year 789, when Kura Simtal, then Kithsa, of the 3,000 souls who made their homes in the Kontala, awoke one night with a strange dream. Kura had seen an image of the god Sejuk driving a great rod from the earth into the Kuntala mountains, in a seldom visited region far from the main roads. Driven by the urgency of her vision, she ordered several smaller families to begin digging at the Red Creek, and several Simtal Kithid moved into the area and began excavation, though no one was quite certain what they were looking for. What the Simtal found in the Red Creek deposit was the richest iron ore ever seen on Kharak, which lay just 6 feet below the soft sediments of the valley floor. There was enough metal to be hammered into 100,000 swords, and the Kith Simtal was not slow to announce their find on the rest of the world. It was not slow to announce their find to the rest of the world. Although both Sadim and Galeazan offered ruinous sums to buy the mine, or the ore that it produced, Kura Simtal refused to trade with either. In her own words, "Why should I sell to these madmen a knife to cut my own throat with?" Instead, the Simtal bought their own smithers and began mixing the iron with carbon and producing a very high grade of steel, a commodity far more precious than gold, especially during these dangerous times. An arrangement that eventually sustained the Kura Simtal's kith was made with the Sulbani, who immediately saw the use for Simtal steel and the superior weapons that could be forged from it. In exchange for a yearly tribute from the smelters of Hamelin, the Sulban signed an unheard of contract. The mercenary Kith agreed to keep the Kassar open and clear of marauders for a period of no less than 100 years. With the Nabal intervention, the Sumtao expanded their operations, throwing themselves into their new profession with the Kith's customary enthusiasm. Though they haven't developed any significant technological advancements of their own, they are always quick to buy, copy, and outright steal any new tool or technique. Once another Kith has put it into operation. Thus, the Sumtao profited greatly from the introduction of steam-powered drills, narrow-gauge railroads, and chemical explosives. Kith Sumtao is now nearly 500,000 strong, and have even built new holdings alongside the great industrial Kithid of Nabal and Hral. Oh god, this one's going to be hard, isn't it? Kanep! Kanef! Okay. When we talk about the cost of war on Kharak, the usual topics of the loss in farmlands and the shattered sand walls and the destruction of the Sajuka, or the result of the banishment of the Kith Galizian. Their collected wisdom and art have gone forever, but there is a price that very, very high few scholars are comfortable talking about. The loss of the entire peoples of the Waste, not only in the body but in the mind. Some families did not just abandon their fields and farms, but left behind all faith in the civilization and rule of life. They lost their souls to the sand. During the darkest days of the Sadim dogma, when entire small Kithid were declared Gretidum and forced from their holdings, many family groups simply picked up whatever supplies they could and fled. While some survived long enough to absorb the Galizian during the Heresy Wars, many died and simply disappeared into the deep desert. As the wars ended and the Age of Reason brought stability and growth to the ravaged world, the disappearances continued. Some were attributed to bandits, others simply acts of madness. During the Galizian exiles, a de facto explanation slipped into place. Any small settlement abandoned or destroyed was attributed to acts of religious fanaticism. For centuries, this explanation served as a placate. It served to placate the fearful and bereaved. No one liked to think that a family could be seduced by the Galizian prophets and join the exiles, but it was a familiar pain, and a loss that we could understand, discuss, and eventually accept. Unfortunately, the truth is sometimes darker than we imagine. Over the last 100 years, this increased aggression from the Galizian and our intel units have become to know the enemy much better. They have recaptured many prisoners, intercepted communique, and even exchanged information freely with the raiders. When situations arose that threatened their peoples of Kharak, though that a long painful line of communication runs a single thread that many tried to deny until the proof was unavoidable. In 1024, the calligrapher named Masar Manan brought a carefully prepared report to his superiors based on a single word recognition in broken Galizian codes. One word in particular stood out, as it was often related to small action casualty reports and small community raids. Masar's superiors brushed it off his report initially, thinking he was merely stumbling across another Galizian term for the coalition. When he pressed the matter, it was even suggested that he be unduly influenced by his Manan heritage, and the old traveller's tales of monsters arose from the storm. But the young officer had classically trained as a logistics before joining the coalition intelligence arm, and stubbornly argued his data. He could demonstrate that 500 confirmed coalition Galizian events. The term Fagan was used in all 500 references. But in another 150 reports that had no connection to known coalition action reports, the term Kahanpah was used. Mensar thought it was clear that there was another hostile force operating outside of the wastes. Unfortunately for the settlers on the fringe of civilization, he fought to make himself heard. Sorry. Fortunately for the settlers in the fringe of civilizations, he fought to make himself heard. Early in the 1062, Mensar was put in charge of the intelligence task force and dedicated to the question: was there a new force operating alongside or against the Galician raiders? What she eventually found was truly disturbing. The first discovery was that Fagan and Kanpah were not synonyms for different Galician dialects. The two words meant completely different things in all Galician dialects. Fagan was the standard term for the coalition, the bound, and the blinded. Loosely translated loosely, Fagan are blind followers of the false god. Fagan is the exiled rope which runs from one family member to the other in a howling sandstorm, and allows them to continue following their leader and cling to one another even though they cannot see or hear themselves. The Galician consider the coalition kitted to be deluded and misled, dangerously so, but they still classify us as believers. They see science and logic just as another set of deities, and in their minds, we are the enemy that can only be redeemed if we simply grasp the rope that is attached to a better leader, and follow the true path to the redemption. The Khanpah are something else altogether, derived from the very ancient word of Khanpa, which literally means godless, a thing that the Galician mind can barely comprehend. To be Khanpa is to believe in nothing. No god, no law, no justice, no kith. Khanpa is a person with the soul of a beast. If the ties that bind us to any shared humanity are a rope, the Khanpa has willingly drawn the knife and cut the cord. The Galician believe that the Khanpa... Oh, fucking hell, I'm just going to call it the K. roam the wastes where even the boldest raider would fear to go. When word spread to the coalition was ready to acknowledge the possibility that the K existed, the Galician Sa allowed certain records to be shared discreetly with Massar's task force. Over a period of 3 years of painstaking research and cross-references, sorry about that, Mensar was able to piece together a picture from the darkest fringes of the Kraken history. Not all of the Galician have been assimilated or destroyed. Many struck out on their own, and many died. But some didn't. They survived. First by looting the ruins left behind after battles, and later, when things began to stabilize, by preying on each other. To be the K is to have no goal except for survival, no belief past the need to remain alive, no loyalty but to oneself. The K spared no one except the K spared one another only to the degree that the rival group was stronger than other available targets. The K lived in the empty spaces where the major powers could not. For hundreds of years after the Heresy Wars, while we revelled in the new world of reason, they massacred small settlements and ambushed unwary caravans. They took everything, every scrap of cloth, every hunk of metal could be used to keep their machine working, some other machine working. Every child could be brought up as a warrior. Every corpse was food and raw materials. We have been breeding monsters at the edge of our society for hundreds of years without even noticing them. Only the Galician took note, because the Khenpa preyed on them more than often, and more openly than any other kith. As we stand on the edge of more chaotic times, With war threatening our civilized holdings, the deserts rising to flow over every barrier, the K have only increased in strength. The raider fleets composed of fast-moving vehicles which have been photographed by reconnaissance aircraft racing along the edge of sandstorms. There can be no doubt of the coming years. The coalition military will have to engage the K and deal with whatever non-standard tactics they have mastered. Whether Kith Galizien will throw its power in such a conflict remains to be seen. There have been dozens of other situational papers written about the Kinpa, but in the years since the Masar Manan first raised this alarm, but none of them have yet surpassed the tone of his concluding paragraph. Without a doubt, every person reading this analysis can remember unruly nights as a child when the family Sa would place you back in bed, perhaps a bit firmly, and explain to you with a harsh voice that troublesome children would be left outside the wall for the Galizien to steal away in the night. Now stop for a moment and think about the monsters the Galizien have been using to frighten their children since the fall of the Sajuka. Think hard on that. If there is one, I have learned. It is this. We are not the ones they fear. And with that, I'll leave it there. So until next time, all the best, and I hope you enjoyed. Finally, we're out of the Kharak societal system.